United States Army Pacific is an Army Service Component Command of the United States Army and is the Army component unit of the United States Pacific Command. The main areas that this command has jurisdiction in including Hawaii, Alaska, the Pacific Ocean, South Korea and Japan. It also performs missions in Southeast Asia, in the countries such as the Philippines and Bangladesh. 8th United States Army in Korea has operational command and control on U.S. forces in Korea since January 2012, and USARPAC headquarters became its Army component command at the same date. However, subordinate units of this command sometimes perform humanitarian missions in places such as Haiti, Cuba, and the Middle East. General information, Command Group, Commanding General, General Vincent K. Brooks, Deputy Commanding General, Major General James F. Pasquarette, Deputy Commanding General, National Guard, Major General Gary M. Hara, Deputy Commanding General, Army Reserve, Brigadier General Brian E. Alvin, Deputy Commanding General, Operations, Major General Gregory C. Bilton, AM, CSC, Chief of Staff, Major General Christopher Hughes, Command Sergeant Major Brian C. Lambert. Current structure equals Army Pacific, Fort Shafter, 25th Infantry Division, Schofield Barracks, United States Army Alaska, Fort Richardson, United States Army Japan, Camp Zama Japan, 94th Army Air and Missile Defense Command, Fort Shafter, 8th Theater Sustainment Command, Schofield Barracks, 8th Military Police Brigade, Schofield Barracks, 10th Support Group, Okinawa, 45th Sustainment Brigade, Schofield Barracks, 130th Engineer Brigade, Schofield Barracks. 311th Signal Command, 1st Signal Brigade supporting 8th United States Army, 516th Signal Brigade. 196th Infantry Brigade, 18th Medical Command, Fort Shafter, 500th Military Intelligence Brigade, Schofield Barracks. Former units include the U.S. Army Chemical Activity, Pacific, at Johnston Atoll, which traced some of its history to the 267th Chemical Company and the Project 112 biological warfare defense experiments. This became the Johnston Atoll Chemical Agent Disposal System, which was finally deactivated in 2001. Commanders. Commanders, District of Hawaii Colonel Walter S. Schuyler 1910. LTC Homer W. Wheeler 1910 1911, B.G. Montgomery M. Macon 1911. Commanders, Department of Hawaii B.G. Montgomery M. Macon 1911 1912, Colonel George K. McGonagall 1912 1913. Commanders, Hawaiian Department 1913-1945 B.G. Montgomery M. Macon 1913. B.G. Frederick Funston 1913 1914, B.G. Montgomery M. Macon 1914 mg William H. Carter 1914 1915, B.G. John Philip Wisser 1915 1916, B.G. Robert K. Evans 1916, B.G. Frederick S. Strong 1916 1917, B.G. Charles G. Troop 1917, B.G. John Philip Wisser 1917, B.G. Augustus P. Bloxham 1918, B.G. John W. Hurd 1918 1919 mg Henry C. Hodges, Jr. 1919, Colonel Thomas Ridgway 1919 mg Charles G. Morton 1919 1921 mg Charles P. Summerall 1921 1924 mg Charles T. Noha 1924 1925 mg Edward M. Lewis 1925 1927 mg William A. Smith 1927 1928 mg Fox Connor 1928 1930 mg Edwin B. Winans 1930 mg William Lassiter 1930 1931 mg Bryant H. Wells 1931 1934 mg Halstead Dory 1934 1935 mg Hugh A. Drum 1935 1937 mg Andrew Moses 1937 1938, LTG Charles D. Heron 1938 1941, LTG Walter C. Short 1941, LTG de los Siemens 1941 Euro 1943, LTG Robert C. Richardson, Jr. 1943 Euro 1945. Commanders, U.S. Army Forces, Middle Pacific LTG Robert C. Richardson, Jr. 1945 Euro 1946 mg George F. Moore 1946, LTG John E. Hull 1946 Euro 1947. Commanding Generals, U.S. Army, Pacific LTG John E. Hull 1947 Euro 1949 mg Floyd L. Parks 1949, LTG Henry S. Orand 1949 Euro 1952, LTG John W. Daniel 1952 Euro 1954 mg Clark L. Ruffner 1954, LTG Bruce C. Clark 1954 Euro 1956 mg Herbert B. Powell 1956, LTG Blackshear M. Bryan 1956 Euro 1957. Commanders-in-Chief, U.S. Army, Pacific General Isaac D. White 1957 Euro 1961, General James F. Collins 1961 Euro 1964, General John K. Waters 1964 Euro 1966, General Dwight E. Beach 1966 Euro 1968, General Ralph E. Haynes, Jr. 1968 Euro 1970, General William B. Rossin 1970 Euro 1973, General Donald V. Bennett 1973, General Frederick C. Weyand 1973, General Donald V. Bennett 1973. Euro 1974, General Richard G. Stilwell 1974. U.S. Army SINCPAC Support Group M.G. Donnelly P. Bolton 1975 mg Thomas U. Greer 1975 Euro 1977 mg Herbert E. Wolf 1977 Euro 1979. U.S. Army Western Command M.G. Herbert E. Wolf 1979 Euro 1981, LTG Eugene P. Forrester 1981 Euro 1983, LTG James M. Lee 1983 Euro 1985, LTG Charles W. Bagnall 1985 Euro 1989, LTG Claude M. Kicklighter 1989 Euro 1990. U.S. Army, Pacific LTG Claude M. Kicklighter 1990 Euro 1991, LTG Johnny H. Corns 1991 Euro 1993, LTG Robert L. Ord, 3 1993 Euro 1996 mg Stephen Silversea, Jr. 1996, LTG William M. Steele 1996 Euro 1998, LTG Edwin P. Smith 1998 Euro 2002, LTG James L. Campbell 2002 Euro 2004, LTG John M. Brown 3 2004 Euro 2008, LTG Benjamin O. Mixon 2008 Euro 2010, LTG Francis Euro OE Frank Euro Wiercinski 2010-2013, General Vincent K. Brooks 2013 Euro present. References. External links, United States Army Pacific.